Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our second and final winners bracket best of 3 match for the semifinals, round 1 of winners bracket action. It's an all evil geniuses affair. EGEU, the Alliance, your TI3 champions, versus Team EG North America. Arteezy versus S4. Loda versus Eternal Envy. Eternal Envy standing in for Fear for this tournament and looking for some revenge against his former teammates, perhaps enemies now from No Tide Hunter. An anime never forgets, Ben.
I don't know that reference.
No, I don't either. I just made that. I'm just
I thought you knew something about anime that I don't, which would be anything about anime.
Spitballing here. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. Of course, I'm LD. I'm joined here by Merlini. And this is a crucial match, obviously, for both teams. DK already punched their ticket to the winner bracket finals. They're already guaranteed top 3. The winner of this match will be as well. And the best part about it is tomorrow we just run through the losers bracket. So the teams that win here get to sit back, relax, and evaluate the competition, get some rest going into the final day when you've got your winners bracket, loser bracket, and grand finals. So big match for a couple of reasons.
Yep, pulling through the stats, there should be Tree on there. I think this is kind of outdated. CM and Visage, definitely out of vogue.
Yeah, this is their picks for the entire tournament, but doesn't necessarily reflect how much. Well, actually, I think it's all. Is it all their games since Tier 3? Maybe
they haven't played
74 games.
They haven't not picked CM 20 times in.
Yeah, this is multiple different tournaments, and it's not a very it's not a small sample size of the past few weeks.
We know them for Ember, Naga, probably on Arteezy, the big 2, I'd say, Universe, Darkseer, and the Treant for PPD, and that's pretty much it. Zai plays whatever.
Zai. I mean, we don't really shout him out that much. But
he's super solid.
He never feeds. He always does farm. He always makes plays.
The thing is, it's really easy to follow PPD, though, because PPD is the one who's usually making plays. He's usually the one dying on tree, going in first, placing the ward, zoning people out. So he makes the support role very easy for Zai, because Zai just needs to not die, farm up, stack pool, just be efficient.
Yeah, it's like how for Cloud9, AUI 2000 gets a lot of farm, but I feel like PPD just puts more pressure on the enemy team than even what Pylite Dai
really does.
So.
Especially on
Tree. Like Tree, he's just mastered this hero. And speaking of Tree, we hop inside the draft and we see an EG Tree. It's not everyone can run this hero. IG tried to run it. It was very underwhelming. I mean, basically they tried to beat EG with the draft, but it didn't work.
It was absolutely useless. Well, Alliance will start off with the Naga Siren first pick.
Well, EG, they showed they had the counter for the Naga earlier today, but well,
I think it's actually better suited to Alliance to ban out Naga and take Batrider, but Naga Siren, they did very well with it in their game earlier. I forgot who their opponent was. Who did they play? Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, they crushed with Naga, like really hard, and that's really, I mean, Alliance's forte, I'd say.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Naga play recently, and normally they combo the Naga with a ton of team fights. So Ancient Apparition, sometimes we see well, I guess not Magnus for S4 with this particular draft, but Puck's a common choice for them. Something that I expect EG will either ban or have an answer for mid.
The only thing I don't like about Naga Siren 4 Alliance is that you're almost certain that Lodo's going to play it. So you can try and put some pressure with aggro try, with like an axe if you wanted to. You generally know exactly where they're going to put it, and it's going to be safe lane too. So this makes Alliance's lanes very predictable from the very first pick.
I believe when they started running Naga, there was at least a handful of games where he went mid, but they were experimenting at times even with S4 in the off lane, so Alliance were kind of juggling their roles a bit when they were going through a slump, but as of late, yeah, it's just been Loda safe lane every single game.
This is too high profile of a game to experiment.
To mess around.
Yeah. I think like IG were kind of messing around with, not necessarily messing around, but going outside of the comfort zone with the tree protector.
Outside their comfort zone, that's a good way to put
it. It was just miserable failure.
Look at that. EG just snapped the puck up. Didn't even hesitate for a second. They have run this quite a bit for Universe offlane, very similar to how Bone 7 will play it for Cloud9. It could be an Arteezy hero mid, but this is still a pick where it's not, you don't exactly know how they're going to lane it.
Yeah, Puck is very good versus their tri-lane, though. Naga Siren and AA no disables can just phase shift the...
Yeah, phase shift the net as it comes in, or even just orb out even if it does hit you.
Yeah, so Puck's a very good pick here. I don't think it'll be Arteezy playing it, though. I think they'll definitely play a farm-dependent hero in mid.
Shadowfiend's something they like to run. TA is another hero they run occasionally.
Leading towards, the Wisp from Alliance. That's cool.
One thing Alliance do is sometimes run support Naga. This could be a tiny Wisp. Catch EG off guard a bit.
But then what would they do with Naga Siren mid, I guess? Well, it can't be support.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They already. No.
It could be Naga Siren mid, though.
Yeah,
and then,
that would be super greedy, though, to run Wisp, Tiny, and Naga mid.
I don't think it's the worst thing in the world versus Treant Protector. Treant Protector can't pressure a try on try. So they can get away with it. I'm just not sure if S4 is the Naga Siren type of player, because he's the... I think in this patch, though, you have to be flexible. I generally view S4 as one of the better tempo controllers, and Shadow Fiend, too. So, like, Alliance, they have a greedy strat, but Evil Genius has an even greedier strat, which is not very good for
and not
Alliance,
only, and it's not just the way they draft, it's the way EG plays. They focus a lot on stacking. They're very efficient in their support movements, and Arteezy almost always goes Midas, even on heroes that don't need it. Like Shadow Fiend, sure, he scales well with the Midas and can use the extra golden levels especially, but I mean, the hero just clears camps regardless.
90% win rate. Well, EG has like an 80% win rate.
Win rate stats with this team are a little misleading because they have an 80% overall win rate, at least with the new roster.
Shadow Fiend, they don't have any disables for him either. Like BKB, he won't die during the BKB, even if he gets focused down with that. So it's pretty scary. They don't have any way to interrupt his Requiem either. And these supports are just not terribly good at shutting down a Puck, a Shadow Fiend, or even a Priestess of the Moon.
They also have nothing on BKB. Sure, they can ensnare, but they can't actually damage a Shadow Fiend. Radiance Burn's useless. Naga needs way more farm than just a Radiance to go to work, and that's where you can look at EG in the mid game, get maybe like a Phase Drums BKB Morana, blink on the Puck, and the Shadow Fiend BKB once he has probably his Midas first, and they can just start taking fights. And Alliance will need to resort to split pushing. They can't confront EG in that stage of the game.
I'm not sure what Alliance is going to pick for S4 in mid, because I don't really think he plays like that huge of lane dominators. I think Arteezy will have an easy enough time versus TA. You can just throw Living Armor on there if he really wants to. I doubt Wisp and AA will put any pressure on the Shadow Fiend. So Alliance's lineup is a little bit too passive for my liking. And
Chaos Knight.
Okay, well,
that's a little more aggressive.
So this means Naga Siren is going to be mid, though.
Yes.
Or it's going to be some weird dual lanes, too, like Naga Siren, AA potentially in the off. That's...
Chaos Knight, Ancient Apparition lane together well. Maybe they run like Wisp Naga, Ancient Apparition CK, and then something else for the off lane for Bulldog.
Or CK Wisp mid. That's actually the most likely choice.
Yeah.
I think that will shut down a Shadow Fiend, although they do have...
My concern is that they can't shut down the Puck, actually, going off lane.
They definitely can.
None of these four can really do it.
Well, Witch Doctor, though.
With the old tether, you could have, because you can just Reality Rift him into a tether, get the stun off, and then follow up with Chaos Bolt.
I think they have to put the mid. Witch Doctor will be the support of choice. Witch Doctor, pretty good versus EO and Chaos Knight, but not the best
good
versus
against
illusion-based heroes.
Well, it does just lock them dead. It's like easy to just get everything stunned. I mean, yeah, sure, the illusions can tank the stun, but it's very likely that you'll be clumped up near your illusions as Chaos Knight. So
yeah, I mean, they'll take most of the death wards.
I guess with Naga illusions and Chaos Knight illusions, then there's just so many.
Much.
Yeah.
Well, Alliance Centaur will be a last pick for them, so I think we're going to see 2-2-1 for Alliance.
The horn strat. That's quite a few horns.
Does Naga have horns?
No, I guess she's got dreads.
They're downward-facing horns.
She's a Twi'lek, if you're a Star Wars fan. All right, here we go. So the heroes will be selected up. I think I might be most excited to see Zai's Witch Doctor, because the last time he played this, he got off like a full duration ward in a massive Roshan fight. I think they had Universe Darkseer to set him up a bit, but either way, there's some good setup here. With the Trian ultimate, you've got a Puck as well. Witch Doctor could make plays in this game.
EG looks ready.
They've got their game faces on.
Alliance look ready-ish.
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 They're getting ready. S4 is adjusting himself a bit here, but away we go momentarily inside the game. One last time we run through the 10 EG players here. And, well, Cloud9, EE standing in. Boy, he really messed up this nice color coordination.
He's like, screw the EG stars, I'm wearing this. He's representing Cloud9 gear all the way.
All right, let's introduce our teams. You've got Alliance, your TI3 champions on the Dire side, and EG, the brash upstarts from North America, with Zai as their European player on the Radiant. Alliance with Loda playing the Chaos Knight. S4 will be taking the Naga Soul. Oh, come on, guys.
Well, Admiral Bulldog was like kind of just sitting behind, and EGM pinged out on him. So I think they're like, Admiral Bulldog, get your ass over here.
Yeah, but I'm trying to introduce the teams here, man. Trying to generate some hype. S4 on your Naga Siren. Aki on the Ancient Apparition. EGM, the Wisp. And that leaves Bulldog as the Centaur. And on the Radiant side, EG, PPD, Every game it feels like he's a tree. Zai, man of many support heroes, but this game a Witch Doctor, Eternal Envy, once again a Mirana. They might be finding an opening here bottom. Arteezy on the Shadow Fiend, and that does leave the puck in the off lane. Well, they won't find a kill. They get down one ward just to spot some movements, but not actually blocking off any camps yet. Oh, there you go. So they're going aggressive. Aggressive tri-lane, in fact.
Smart ward here by PPD. This is almost certainly not going to be de-warded. That is one of the most unusual wards you'll see in a safe lane, and this will protect Priestess of the Moon, and I don't think they're going to be able to put out any aggression in this lane, though. I actually think it'll be pretty easy to zone Centaur out with that ward.
So this ward, you used to see most teams would just place their off-lane ward, like a lane ward around here. That was the standard place, but the problem, or maybe sometimes in the woods, but teams started de-warding this region. So the wards just gradually move back over time as like kind of the warding metagame evolves, and like you said, this is just a very odd spot to randomly drop down a sentry.
Yeah, some people like this ward over here too. This ward's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or a little bit more to the left. But
yeah, because teams will often just put it like right around that area. Well,
Aki trying to de-ward will not get it down. Waste of 100 gold right there.
Yeah. Does, I guess, secure his own ward.
Oh, they actually don't have any sentries on Radiant. So that's...
Did they save gold for it?
I don't know.
No,
but
no gold
that's
save.
a pretty big deal because EG really relies on that pool.
Shadow Fiend. Well, I mean, their offlaners will have the gold, but their cores. But
so
it
is an S4 Naga.
Yeah, S4 going mid. I think he's played the solo mid Naga before. I'm pretty sure I've seen him do it, but I mean, he doesn't play it a ton. Well, bottom lane. There's already been some initiation here from mine. It's just a reality rift. But this is where you just pop your lead seed and go hard. Now the cast comes bouncing through. Is this going to be yet another early first blood for EG? Oh, they can't quite get it. Wow,
that's a lot of deep.
They just pummeled them. This lead seed has been so chronically underestimated by teams that go aggressive against EG. Or even just casual offlaners. Do you remember that game earlier in this tournament where PPD just came around the tree line, just started right-clicking someone down and killed them? Oh, Cask again, bouncing, arrow to fly, EE delivers first blood to EG. Now Loda's on the run, and the lead seed just keeps him way too slow. He's helpless against this. One more right-click, they'll get it off too. Give EE a kill. The man's earned it after that arrow.
Well, this tri lane is a disaster. Alliance has to switch things up now. 2-0 in the off lane. I think it's just going to be more kills for them.
They're not going to. They're going to stick with it.
Also, Shadow Fiend off to the races in mid already with 7 souls up, and it's going to be tough for S4 to farm up in mid. If he ever tries to use mirror images, he'll just Shadow raise him down, and Arteezy playing very aggressively. No style shield on S4. This is rough.
Yeah, Arteezy is just muscling him out of the lane, and this is a hero that's quite good at dealing with the Naga. You can constantly push the wave. Sure, she can still go stack her camps, but you can control the runes all right and just AoE down the illusions if they stay in lane too long.
Wisp is notoriously poor in aggressive tri-lane. I'm still not exactly sure why Alliance decided to do a 1-1-3 instead of a 2-2-1. I think 2-2-1 makes a lot more sense. They can shut down the Shadow Fiend and farm. They can secure farm for the Naga Siren in a much safer place. They can check runes a lot better, and I think Centaur will fare decently in this offlane too. Or if he doesn't, it's just a Centaur. He'll catch up sooner or later. But as it's going right now, EG off to the races at the start. This is as bad as the start as it gets for Alliance.
I put it down again just to Tree being underrated as well. There was some good casts there from Zai, nice arrow from Envy, but what allowed them to trade effectively was Leech Seed. That's where they just started coming out on top in the auto attack war, and from there it was just a matter of hitting an arrow to get the kill.
Universe doing very well in top lane too, on the back of some good old living armor.
And Arteezy's already just completely bullying S4 out of lane, although he does have a rune. He'll bottle up, look to turn things around, so he's still getting his farm on, all things considered. But if they keep on giving up kills in this bottom lane, they will be in trouble.
Yeah, and they can't put out any pressure on Arteezy, though. Wisp is not going to rotate, and if he does, he can't do anything. AA can't really leave CK alone either, so this is really, really good for EG. They have a greedy lineup, and they're getting away with it far more than Alliances.
S4 posting up a bit on Arteezy. Just going to zone him out with the raise. By the way, can you phase shift dodge return damage? Do you know?
No, because it procs as soon as you attack.
As soon as you,
Yeah.
So if you cancel your attack?
If you cancel attack, you'll take a return damage.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. It's a little unfortunate. But
well, Loda, in spite of that, he's farming really well.
Living armor helps a lot.
Yeah, this puck's been doing... and that's the other thing, is they're winning the lane without the tree really being forced to use living armor here.
Yeah, and mid is already a win for RTZ. He's coming out ahead on CS. He's reached that level 5 mark. S4 forced a bottle crow, but he's a little behind that. If he gets a 4-minute room, maybe it might be a little bit better for him, but it looks like it will be a regen possibly for Aki. No, actually, he's going to save it for S4.
RTZ just bottom lane. As soon as they see the rotation, they're actually going to find the Chaos Knight. Now going on to EGM. He'll fall as well. Another 2 deaths in the off lane. Did they see the supports go with this? Was this ward what saw them?
I don't think they care. Like, what's the AA and Wisp going to do to stop them going on a CK?
Meanwhile, RTZ, this would be a nice turnaround. They need this kill on the Shadow Feed. He starts throwing out raises immediately. 2 raises, no living armor as well. Oh, there's not. Oh, they get the cold feet. This might be enough. He heads back the other direction, bottling up, but with the chilling touch damage. Oh, they needed that.
Wow, that would have been really close. Also, Loda actually canceled his TP in middle. He was on his way there. He canceled it for some unknown reason. It might have been maybe his shift key. Not pressed down, but that would have been really big if EG had actually managed to escape with Shadow Fiend. They almost did with that. So
having a little chit chat from the players seems like some sort of technical issues. I'm sure we'll get them settled quickly, but although RTZ dies there, still he's got most of his basic items up. In fact,
he's number 1 in CS.
Yeah, and he's Shadow Fiend, so even if he was behind, or even if you were behind, he could still catch up.
Yep, they have not stacked any camps yet for him. Oh, actually, there's one camp right here, just as I say that. PBD, level 3.5 on his support.
As soon as teams stop pressuring their tri-lane, EG always immediately start stacking or helping other lanes.
Yeah, this ward, too, definitely helped. They saw AA immediately leave.
I think this is, how they saw the hero go to check the bottom rune, and that's when they went in. Because it just gives you vision of the ramp area.
So they lane swap. I think it's a little bit too late though. It's 0-2 on CK, 0-2 on Wisp. Wisp just hit level 3, and I think that they should have changed lanes from the get-go after that disastrous first blood, because EG's only going to get stronger, and it's not like you're going to be able to catch up in the off lane by pulling or doing anything, unless the supports leave. But what reason do they have to?
They also, like you said, they could have gone 2-2-1, but would that have been enough? Because then you have living armor that's just spammed on whoever's being gone upon.
Oh, well, it's just really difficult for anyone to get CS, though. Puck won't get a lot of CS. He has 22 CS, equal with the Naga on top, and Shadow Fiend has 36 CS compared to the 24 of S4. So you're not going to be able to zone anyone out or probably kill anyone, but you'll limit their farm enough that they have to catch up at some point in the game. And you're securing farm for CK and Naga.
Yeah, CK, especially a hero that's going to need it, because he's not catching up quickly later on. Well, despite a pretty poor start for Alliance, they're down 1,500 gold, 750 experience. It kind of feels worse momentum-wise, but the raw numbers are not that bad. And they do have a level 6 on Bulldog very quickly, so maybe a good Centaur ultimate can turn this game around a bit.
Their reward has expired. Oh, they are actually going on Admiral Bulldog.
Arrows here, they leap in immediately. It connects from good range. Now the lead seed deployed, but there's a Centaur ult. He can stomp. Centaur ult his way out, and he'll do so. They orb deep for this universe. Not going to be able to get in range. They do force out a Centaur ult, but not a long cooldown, so 90 seconds.
Admiral Bulldog, the only one doing pretty well on Alliance. I guess S4 is a little bit 1-0-0 on him.
They are CSing quite well.
But, I mean, so is Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
I think it's much scarier for EG to be CSing well, especially when Wisp is this under-leveled. Once he hits level 6, I think they can kill Shadow Fiend maybe a decent amount, but as it stands, it's very lackluster. The pressure from Alliance is going to come out a little bit too late. Ideally, they want to put out a lot of pressure before Nagasana has a Radiance on the back of AA Ultimate and Wisp Ultimate, but they don't have that global presence, and it won't be online maybe until like 11 or 12 minutes.
Universe still hanging around mid, has his ultimate Naga song online, and has an Idvis rune, so this is not a very easy kill here.
Yeah, they see him, though. They have him as a reward up the hill. They know that Universe is chilling.
Yep, just securing RTZ's farm, but this is good for Alliance. Knowing that there's 2 heroes sitting there, they shouldn't get picked off.
Oh, the D ward comes out. That's very good. Now they can maybe put some more pressure on RTZ, or they're going to have to just dump Living Armor on them a lot. There's already 2 heroes sitting behind them.
Yeah, Envy up to 2,300 gold bottom lane, still saving. Probably debating what his team needs this game and wondering if he can get away with something a little bit greedier.
I think he can get away with Midas.
Last time we saw him in that situation, he just went, I think it was phased drums and just went to work in the mid game.
Yep.
So maybe he'll do the same thing here.
They're not like fight ready though, because Puck's still 2,000 gold away from Blink. Well, 1,800. Shadow Fiend, not really sure what he's going for. Probably a Midas too. So if Puck doesn't have Blink, Shadow Fiend doesn't have any fight items. Bottom's going to be farming too. She can't create space with a Witch Doctor and a Treant Protector. So I don't really see a good reason for her not to get Midas. She looks like she's picking up Phase right now, plus something on Chicken.
Yeah, there's your Midas. So Ghost Phase has the Basilius, and out comes the Wraith Band, I imagine. Yep, Arteezy's Midas there. Wraith Band for the Mirana. Now they'll work towards their next items for EG. This is the next few minutes will be when they're fairly weak. No level 6, no Blink Dagger on Puck, Arteezy with just the Midas. So they need to make sure that he doesn't get ganked. And Mirana's a much more difficult hero to bring down. They also have Moonlight Shadow. EG just so strong defensively. So many good protection abilities for the Shadow Fiend and so many elusive other heroes on the team.
Naga Siren closing in on about halfway to her Relic gold. 1650 gold right now. Let's check out Loda, still trying to be in recovery mode. He might actually get a Midas. Love his Midas, even on a hero like CK.
Yeah, it could just buy the treads, but just sitting on the Wraith Band for now. Let's see.
I think it's better for him to go more aggressive items, though, because they can punish Arteezy's Midas. Because he has no BKB, I think they can kill him a lot.
A farm Shadow Fiend is going to be a problem for Alliance.
It really will be. I don't think they can play the farm more. Yeah, they have Nagasat on their team, but Shadow Fiend is super scary because they have no answer to BKB.
And he just destroys illusion-based heroes as well until they have, like, absolutely gargantuan item. Bulldog's forced to pop a Centaur ult and doesn't really get a whole lot out of it. But once again,
his life.
Yeah. But every time they're using this ult defensively, it means Arteezy doesn't have to worry, Envy doesn't have to worry, and hell, even Universe can play more aggressive. And the whole team wants to move. They know the Centaur ult's down. Immediately, Envy, Zai, TP top. They smoke from the tier 2, and they're going to look for a pickoff. This is just really savvy play. EG finding good timings. Will they actually get the initiation right? That's the main question. Looks like Alliance in okay position. They'll tether in on Loda. However, there's a nice ultimate for the Witch Doctor, which kills him off. No, he's actually still alive. I thought that last Plink would bring him down, but he lives. He's going to live. Nice on the Siren. Envy firing at an arrow. It's a bit wayward, though. Doesn't connect. They'll lose EGM here. Envy's still alive with those early combat items. Able to retreat out. Zai also retreating out. Fortunately, the Chaos Knight lives. They only lose the Wisp, so all things considered, not too bad for Alliance, I want to say.
They had to rotate so many people, though.
Yeah,
and blow Nagasar an ultimate. And Arteezy's just getting all the space that he wants in mid lane.
That's true. Oh, they're still diving. The Puck finds Loda. Still stuck in the trees. Now Zai goes in with the cask as well. And looks for Bulldog. On the retreat out of Zai. The Orb's going to bring him down. So in the end, they pick up a couple of return kills here.
Arteezy's about to take out the tower.
But like you said, it's just so much space for Arteezy. Raises down the illusions. This is the issue. The Shadow Fiend can just kill 2-3 illusions in a single raise. And now he'll take the tower as well. 900 gold up, 6K net worth. But it's Arteezy's played well, but I mean, this team is just making it easy for him. 103 CS at 11 minutes. Jesus.
Jesus, indeed.
Compare that to the Naga we saw out of Luo, who had like 70 CS at this point.
That's scary. Look at the net worth. He's like 2,000 gold above the Naga Siren. And Naga Siren, I mean, it's nice and all having it, but I think they're going to be able to end the game relatively early.
I'm just impressed by how decisive EG is. Like, the second the Stampede is used bottom, they double TP top, smoke instantly, and start going for kills.
Yep.
There's no hesitation with this team. And I mean, we saw IG earlier today just looked a little bit hesitant in their own right. Centaur gets deployed top lane, and they do manage to kill off Universe and the Puck. Almost found to kill on Bulldog, but not quite able to do it. Now bottom lane, working on the tower. Arteezy going for the last hit. He will get it. Loda, oh, he's tagged a Witch Doctor ult. Now he gets Overgrowth for his trouble. Loda goes down. Really underestimating the damage output.
I think Naga Siren TP, but then canceled. But still, yeah.
She didn't have Song. What would she have done there?
Nothing. No hesitation from Zai, though, on the Death Ward. Just using it whenever you can to get the kills. That's a pretty low cooldown ultimate for how strong it is. Only 80 seconds left on that. Well, I guess it's not super strong, but oh, Eternal Envy taking a ultimate. Okay, so Wisp is finally level 6. Maybe they can make stuff happen, but the CK Wisp, I just have not felt the presence. Loda 040 on him.
They do have Centaur ultimate cooling down, and that's NHF Brishnode online, so those two don't have to do it alone. They have quite a bit of follow-up punch, but EG are also just good at counter-initiating. Very elusive, very tanky, / having good defensive abilities, so it's not going to be easy kills by any means. But they do need to start finding something. And the guy's got 8K net worth.
Yeah.
He's 4K, or 3K, 3.5K ahead of the Naga. Radiance might slightly change the equation, but it's so far off for S4.
Yeah, he's trying, and this team's trying to create space for him, but Naga Center needs more space than this. They have 5 heroes sitting on the top lane and in the jungle. Meanwhile, EG just farming the whole entire map. PBD, he's just gotten free level 7 on bottom with Arcane Boots. How Zaya doing in terms of farm? He has treads and halfway to an urn, almost completed urn. So these supports are much, much richer than the supports on Alliance.
Yeah, Witch Doctor's not a hero that, it's not the first time EG have run this. They've run it quite a few times for Zaya, but they continue to impress with it. They just have such like unorthodox picks in a lot of ways. And
Witch Doctor's pretty ownage.
Yeah.
3 melee heroes too.
It certainly works this game.
Yeah, and they don't really have that many slows, which Stampede is really good versus, like Venomancer or something.
Yeah, they have
like
things
that.
like Coil, Overgrowth, the bounce. That's great against
Arrow,
Stampede.
it's fantastic.
Well, EG off to the races here in game number 1, leading by 7,500 gold, 4K experience. Alliance, a team that seems built around just finding global pickoffs with Stampede and relocate while the Naga farms behind it. But if they're not going for pickoffs, can they just turn this into a farm war? Is that going to work out for them?
They have to.
It doesn't seem to be another choice.
Maybe if Centaur gets a Blink Dagger.
What the hell?
He actually does have a Blink Dagger.
He's got a BKB. What do they do now? They've got to like bait out the BKB and then just net him in song and run away, I feel.
Yeah.
That's really their best hope. They cannot
Or
fight.
just kill anyone else.
And EG, they just know that, like we talked on the draft, Alliance can't do anything against BKB until they get extremely farmed, or if they catch the Shadow Fiend out completely on his own. But if he's grouping up as 4 with the team, then that's not going to happen. PPD's just chilling bottom, gaining some intelligence.
Blink Dagger on Puck. This is not the best place for them. PPD actually might take a spill on bottom.
He's going to back off now. It's level 8. And even if they kill him, it's a hero that they're okay to forfeit here and there.
They see the BKB on Shadow Fiend. Are they going to give up a T2 is the question. PPD has the Observer Ward over there. He knows what's going on. Ooh, they're huddled around the Roche Pit, but no way. S4 still pretty far away from Radiance. He is fairly close to his Relic, but they're losing so much. Free T1, probably a free T2. Not able to get a kill on PPD on bottom lane. And just... Alliance seems lost.
EG just aren't making many mistakes right now either. That's what makes it hard for Alliance. They're a great counter initiation team. They're also a good pick-off lineup, but there's just hasn't been opening since the laning stage.
EG has just had really good starts in the game that I've seen them play. Like when Arteezy was DK, they got a kill on the Naga Siren very early, and they zoned out WoW's Darkseer. Like he was level 1 until like maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and
the Navi game, even then they had a good start. They just faltered a tiny bit in the mid game, but then they came roaring back later on. Every game, I don't think they've had a bad start this tournament.
Yeah, in this game they got a double kill in the safe lane against CK and Wisp, and then they got another 2 kills on them. So they have like what 4 kills in like 2 or 3 minutes, and your start can't get much better than that. 10,000 gold lead for EG.
So it seems like Alliance, like you said, just they can't fight now. They have to take it super late.
Or just, they really need to find opportune picks with A Ultimate, Blink, Centaur Stomp, and Stampede Double Edge.
All
That's
those
pretty
ganks
much the best thing you can do.
They're so low percentage if EG keeps on playing like this.
Yeah, they're playing it smart. They have 4 people in mid.
Oh, going Arteezy, but he BKB's right as the Centaur ultimate comes through. Arteezy was ready. Overgrowth deployed. Universe blinking over the top. Tries to bring down Bulldog. The silence connects on 2. Universe will get stunned, but he's healed up immediately. The medical assistance is strong with the squad. Man, they've got a lot of heals.
That BKB.
That timing as well.
He knew exactly what was going on.
That stomp almost got off. It was like just a half second too slow, and they needed an instant stun there. Old Wisp, you get that kill.
I think even if he gets a stun, they still lose the fight.
Yeah.
Because they can just Living Armor him, Blink Coil, Waning Rift, throw an Overgrowth out, and then he just turns around with BKB and Requiem. So I still think that's a lost fight, even if Alliance gets the initiate that they were looking for.
Well, it seems the nap that Arteezy took earlier is paying off now. He looks well rested to me, Ben.
Well, Naga Siren does have a Relic, so maybe things change around when they get the Radiance. I thought the Centaur was going to do something with his Blink Dagger, but not when Arteezy's that quick with his reflexes.
They just don't want to fight now. I mean, that's pretty much it. They just got to split push.
You don't want to go into a farm war, though, with a Wisp on your team. And a CK who's underfarmed with no Midas.
I think that's their best chance.
Yes.
Like, the 2 options are just try and force fights now or farm. They can't sneak Roche. Their lineup's no good at that. They can't just group up and push because EG will crush them. So the remaining options are, it's those 2. This time they'll find Arteezy, though. Double Edge is there. Is there going to be a BKB? He pops it, but he will shatter. Well played by Alliance. Boy, did they need that killer what? There was no living armor there. Then Universe goes down. Oh, living armor, not enough. Well, Alliance fine too. Very big openings.
Late on the BKB.
They just kind of walked into him there.
Yeah.
They didn't actually. Well, oh, they had this lane ward, so maybe they saw him walk into the jungle.
Nicely played. Nicely played. Alliance so desperately needed that.
Yeah. That's one of those ones where, I mean, I mentioned EG haven't been making mistakes. Well, there you go. A slight just positional error, and Loda's gone back Midas. So they are going to try and just transition away from the mid-game phase.
I actually think he should have gotten a Midas before it treads, but I'm on board with the Midas. Because if they want to win this game, it's going to be at least 40, 45 minutes, like bare minimum.
Like sure they get that kill there, but that kill happens because Cloud9 or EG was out of position. Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't happen.
If they win this game, I would say like a target game length for them is probably like 50 to 55 minutes, and by then Midas will definitely have paid for itself. And they just need a stacked CK.
I really like this item choice for Envy. Going Maelstrom against Mass Illusions. This is especially this early. This is a really nice choice.
Oh, there they go. 19 minutes. That's pretty good. That's 1 minute earlier than Luo's, and I would say his team's about under equal pressure. But
I will say the one thing that's good for Alliance is their track record in games like this, where they're behind a bit, where they're not always leading from start to finish. They are just a clutch team. You go back to TI3. Sure, Na'Vi made a lot of mistakes in Game 5, but Alliance also just played it perfectly, made all the right decisions late game. And
do you see this net worth chart? Like Shadow Fiend
I'm trying not to look.
Shadow Fiend is like 2.5 times CK. 2.5.
Well, he's got a Midas, man. It's okay. He'll catch up. There's no way one of those heroes outcarries Shadow Fiend. And now Ake's been isolated. There's a coil available. It'll be popped and an easy kill claimed. Universe got the vision from another good ward. These wards have been fantastic for EG. They've just done a good job keeping control of the map up.
Eternal Envy's been playing as a stand-in very well too. Like his Mirana play, he's hit almost all of his arrows in the safe lane.
It's like the synergy. It feels like he's actually a full member of the team, not a stand-in.
Yes. PBD hunting Adron Bulldog a little bit.
Look at this. He's just parked at their base. He just showed up at the front door and he's not going home. Arteezy wants something to eat. He says, "Feed me, Alliance. Feed me." Bulldog? No. Not going to offer him anything to snack on here. And Artor's just going to break high ground. Alliance will try and defend. They're pretty good in this high ground situation in theory. But EG say, well, you just went Midas on CK. You're not ready to fight yet. We're going to punish that. Blink in. There's a stump for Bulldog. He'll slow this down, but immediately there's a counter initiate. Song comes out, but there was nothing big used here from Cloud9. Are they going to really fight this? H Apparitional coming in. It's going to connect on just the Shadow Fiend, who BK beat as well. Then the Overgrowth flies out. Requiem's here. Can they relocate Loda back to safety? No relocate used yet. He's low. He is going to live. But they haven't taken that much damage. And that's a lot of big ults down for Alliance.
They took the tower down to 200 HP. That's the
Can they just keep on going?
Victory.
There's no Centaur ult. There's no song. Ancient Apparitional is cooling down soon. Bulldog with the stun, though. Nice juke by Arteezy. Now the coil dropped on 2. Reserved for the second round of the fight. Bulldog melts. S4 melts. And EG just brought out the big weapons here in game number 1. It's clobbering time.
If S4 dies one more time, it has to be GG. I don't even think he can do that much. He's just a Naga with Radiance, and that's pretty much it.
They lost 3 and they double bought back.
Ouch.
And EG just start walking. They're just walking to the bank now. That MLG money is still burning a hole in their pocket.
They can easily do Roshan if they want to now. I think Alliance has like a decent Roshan lineup, but they're like 15,000 gold behind right now. And on top of that, they just wasted 2 buybacks. So Nagasar and one more death, it's almost GG.
Well, Arteezy and Envy, they had that great run at MLG together. They seem to be quite a duo again.
Mask of Madness out from the good old Shadow Fiend. That's a game, like, you want to end the game in like the next 10 minutes with that item though. He doesn't need, oh, actually, he's going for HOD. Screw the mom.
Oh yeah, I guess misbought there.
Common mistake. I don't know if BZZ made that mistake.
I think Mask of Madness would have actually been quite good this game because they don't have much physical damage yet.
They don't have much damage, period.
Yeah, and he's got BKB, so it's only physical he's got to worry about.
I guess Satanic's nice, though, to heal up later. But
if it goes late, this is still pretty much your ideal late game Shadow Fiend. Alliance actually don't have that much on illusions. So you go just your Butterfly, Satanic, maybe Daedalus. MKB, something like that.
EG threatening a push middle, but all their heroes are very low on mana.
So I might be caught out here by Loda. There's a relocate available, but they're spotted by a Radiant Observer Ward here. S4's done a nice job microing, I will say that.
Seen like no relocates this game.
But like, what do they?
They can't.
I think they have to use it to counter initiate. Or to split push. Like they can maybe
use it at backdoor T1s.
Yeah, they can. They can use it to like just relocate on this tower, drop the CK ult, maybe take a tower that way.
Yeah, I think that's their best bet. Top lane's even lower.
That's what Fnatic would always do with their tiny.
You have to make use of it, even if you're not able to get kills because they're 4-manning or 5-manning. That means they're open to split pushing. It's a small victory, but Alliance needs a lot of small things going for them if they want to pull this one out.
And now they've got the Mjolnir buff on Envy. This is something they can just throw in Arteezy in the fights, and it's just more AoE to crush these illusions. Oh no, Bulldog's waiting. They are going to sprint a trap here, and Envy jumps right in on his former teammate, then drops the Centaur ultimate. In comes the CK Wisp as well, but Envy just scoots his way out to safety. Oh, he might go down here, indeed he will. They were ready for that one, but were they ready for the follow-up? Envy cleaning out some Naga illusions, has the BKB, doesn't want to pop it just yet. Alliance on pursuit, but there's living armor, there's BKB, there's Manta. I feel this could be a blunder to overcommit. He's going to unwind the Requiem. Then what an amazing cast from Zai, just keeps on bouncing through. The song's here, but they still lose EGM. Then two others caught on the periphery of the fight by Universe. He's got an orb. Can they get out in time? No, he canceled the TP. Yules is there, another kill. I don't think they dive Loda for this, but this could be Rax.
It's definitely Rax.
No Centaur buyback, 3 minutes cooldown on that one. 1 lane of Rax down. EG making all the right moves in game number 1. And 1 win away if they take this game from a date with DK. I think the way the group stage went, these two teams clearly the favorites, and so far through 1 game of play, EG are delivering on their own.
They are looking scary. I don't know who's looking better, EG or DK.
I feel like both of these teams against their opponents are just, they feel like they're 1, 2, 3 steps ahead. Like they know exactly how Alliance is going to play. DK knew exactly how IG was going to play, and every single move was just, it's like chess where you've already planned out half the game before you even make your first
It was
move.
a pretty good draft win too, though.
Yeah.
Like Wisp has really done nothing. Shadow Fiend uncontested against these non-aggressive supports and a very passive Naga, able to shut down her farm, kill these illusions very, very quickly. They had a very high threat tri-lane, which actually didn't look like this big of a threat because it has tree, but it had a ton of kill potential.
And it just, I think it just goes back to underestimating tree in the offense or defensive tri-lane. It's been a chronic issue for a lot of teams. Leech Seed is way stronger than people give it credit for.
It's pretty ownage. The thing is, it lasts for so long, 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's a Gale in some ways that just heals your team as well. I mean, sure, Gale lasts longer, but it's strong enough slow to get kills usually.
Yep, it does a lot more damage too.
Blink in, there's a stop. Arteezy tries to Manta dodge it, wants to be cute, but for once he'll miss. Arrow comes flying in, Bulldog will dodge it. Tanking a lot of damage in the meantime. 1 lane of Rax down. Alliance now will have to hold the line here as the second lane's in jeopardy. Song of the Siren down for 8 seconds. They'll have it for this fight. There's another blink stop. H-Nefer comes in. That actually connected on 3. Bulldog unwinds a great one. Arteezy drops the Requiem, drops the pain. 3 dead, just cleaning house. Give him a triple kill. Artur Babev.
GG.
Too easy. Not just for him, but for the whole goddamn team.
I would say MVP this game is PPD. Firstly for the draft, and secondly for the tree play. That just completely shut down Alliance's tri-lane, rendered CK Wisp as ineffective as about I've seen in any CK Wisp game, and just 1 step ahead of the Naga pick. They can't give it to EG, but they also didn't ban it out.
It just goes, the tri-lane didn't go well, and they just once they fell behind, they didn't have a good comeback mechanic because their solo mid was a hero that just wants to farm in Naga.
It's not Alliance's style to put S4 on the Naga.
Yeah.
He played it fine, but it's just their whole team doesn't work well around it.
And CK Wisp were not good in that game when they fall behind because if you relocate in, you're going into Overgrowth, Living Armor,
Casks, Requiem.
Yeah, and tanky heroes. The Witch Doctor was super farm, so that was just not a lineup built to play from behind.
I still contend they should have done 2-2-1 though. The laning was just. Ugh.
I mean, maybe they don't win with 2-2-1, but the 1-1-3 was the riskier lane.
It's
much riskier.
Riskier, and what's the reward? There's like almost no reward. What's the benefit?
I mean, I could have seen them winning that tri-lane. Their tri-lane was pretty strong. CK Wisp, Inch Apparition, you actually have good burst damage there.
It's all right, I suppose, but then they're giving Puck free farm and SF free farm.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're losing a lot, and that's only if they even do decently in the tri-lane. If they lose a tri-lane, they lose all 3 lanes.
They also tri-lane on Dire, which is extremely risky.
Yeah, so...
And they were slow to, once they lost the lane, they also took a while to leave it. That was the other thing, is maybe if they abandon the lane, immediately cut their losses, can put some more pressure on RTZ, try and slow them down a bit, and just get their levels up.
Alliance needs to go back to their drafting board, though, and come up with a different strat. Their draft wasn't the strongest.
Yeah.
Maybe if Loda plays it and they go back to their tried and true, but this just did not work out. Completely fell flat.
The CK Wisp just felt kind of like a weird way to follow
They made it work a lot at the tail end of Starladder, and I think in the tiebreakers too.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to outgreed EG, and when you pick passive supports like Wisp, they're just going to punish it with even harder greed. Like Shadow Fiend that was under almost no pressure the whole game. He died twice, but his GPM 810. 810 GPM.
We're giving RTZ a lot of credit, but I mean, the team created a ton of space. So.
But still, you can't leave RTZ unchecked most of the time. He's that scary of a farmer.
He uses space better than most carries. Like, sure, the support's got to create it for him, but if he gets the space, he just farms like a machine. And then he plays it right. Like the Manta-style dodge on the Centaur, he does miss it that time, but he's hit that many times before. Dodging stuns, turning around, saved his BKB for the right moments.
The BKB Blink Centaur initiate, too, really just turned that fight around.
The other thing for Alliance was they had nothing on BKB. They had absolutely nothing that game. Unless it's like 50 minutes in and Noggin CK have 4 or 5 items each, but...
Yeah,
that's Escalade.
It just looked like EG, they didn't care about the Wisp pick. They saw Wisp and were like, whatever, we'll pick Shadow Fiend into it anyways. And they didn't care about the Naga pick too, because they obviously left into the pool.
Are we going to see EG versus DK? Is this how it all ends for Alliance, going down to the losers bracket?
I think that's how it stands right now. Navi's looking pretty weak. They have to make their way from the losers bracket. Alliance looking pretty weak too. So it might be like EG DK twice.
Well, there you go. Maybe we see them play once in the winners bracket and again in the grand
But first,
finals.
they have to win the next match.
All right, guys, that's game 1 in the books. EG looking strong now. Can Alliance, your TI3 champions, bounce back, or will they suffer another ignominious defeat here at Starladder Season 9? We'll find out after a quick break. I'm LD. He's Merlini. We are Beyond the Summit. Stick with us. Starladder Season 9 action continues after the